Well, speaking of transitioning into things, I guess it's a good time to segue and into our resolutions for this year.
Yeah. I think I've got, say, three, if it could be four. My biggest one is losing weight because I have started rolling down the stairs to go out of the flat these days. Um, the second one is and this is a bit more of a personal one.
Mm.
There was a time in the past where because I used to be quite anxious when telling people things directly, it would lead to being a bit more passive aggressive, and it's kind of like not totally I have totally haven't transitioned out of that completely. So my resolution is to work more on being more direct,
Mm.
because I mean, I know there's for people like I've had issues with anxiety in the past, but the fact of the matter is that it's more of an accomplishment when you do mention things directly and
Tell it how it is. Is that
tell
what you're saying?
yeah, sort of tell it how it is, but in a tactful way, not go
Mm.
on. I'm gonna tell you straight, you're a piece of shit. That's
Well,
that. No,
there's definitely a kind of a balancing act. There's a threshold that you have to go up to,
oh,
but
of
not go
course.
over with that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you have to kind of you have to think of it from your own perspective as to what is gained from this. Is there respect? Is there more self-respect gained from this? Is there more transparency with friendships? And that I think that's what I've mainly based my friendships on, is being able to be truthful with people I consider my friends. And
Hmm.
it's made me happier. It's made my friends happier, and I want to continue down that path. And I think furlough was when I was on furlough. It gave me a chance to redo all these things like Twitch and YouTube and things, and I just want to keep on going down that sort of pathway.
Well, that's what I mean, that's Twitch is how I'm using my furlough time at the moment, really. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to make good use of it.
Um,
Was there another one?
yeah. So the other one is finally progressively learning guitar, because I've gone on guitar, then I've gone off
Oh,
guitar,
nice,
and I just need to kind of if I'm gonna do covers and stuff, I wanna start doing original stuff. If I've
good man.
got the X
Yes,
factor. So yeah, I can
brilliant.
thank you quite a bit for that, because I've seen your streams of you making music, and I'm like, I want to do that.
Oh God, and that inspired you to pick up a guitar. I'm so sorry, mate.
Hey, now
No, no,
I know us Brits are self-depreciating, but let's not go too far.
no. I'm glad for you, mate. Like I've been trying to get a bunch of my mates who from around the area where I live who go turn up at open mic nights and only do covers, but they do covers really, really well.
Mm,
And I always say to them, have you been writing anything at all? Anything? And they're
yeah,
like, oh well, I don't know if it'll be good enough. It's like, mate, just
I
put
don't
it
care.
out
I
there.
don't care if it'll be good enough. I just wanna write. You know.
Like it took me a while to perfect my. I feel like my strength is more in lyric writing than doing songs, but I'm very happy with how my lyrics
Yeah.
are sometimes,
Yeah.
but I just do it because I love it, and I do it because I'm not really entirely fussed about because no one's going to see it anyway. That's the
Mm,
thing. Like you gotta like one thing I've learned over this past year is that there was one song I was working on for like 2 or 3 years, no exaggeration, and I finally was like, oh, I was haggling over it, and I was being such a perfectionist over it, and I did one step forward and then two steps back as a result because I wasn't satisfied with that, so I had to re-record the whole thing again.
mm,
It just would not get done.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then as soon as it came out, and I'm like, I've put my heart and soul into this, and I really hope you like it. No one's listened to it, so it's just
You write it for you at the end of the day, don't you? Like, I think
yeah.
the value gets off course when you start writing music or doing anything else for the sole purpose of gaining recognition of it. That's not the sole.
I
It's
know
nice. It's a
I'm
nice bonus if it does get the recognition, but ultimately it should be something that you enjoy, that you have passion in, and you should enjoy the journey of. And
mm,
that's what I
I
always
mean
want to stick to.
I mean like I forgot what I was going to say there. Never mind.
Sorry.
you threw me off track a little. I guess like it, there's still songs that I've yet to I've got like mountains of songs that I'm sitting on that I'm still trying to complete and whatever. They're only yeah. This is the point I was getting to. They're only going to be so good because I'm a bit of a technophobe when it comes to music recording and things, and I still use GarageBand to do it all. So it can only go up to a certain level.
Yeah.
But no, I guess that could be one of my resolutions of the year is to learn more about music production and guitar and things as well.
Yeah, like
I'm just glad that you want to do like original songs. That's awesome.
And I see all these channels like Jared Dine's been popular for years for like doing more creative stuff with his music writing, like 10 things metal drummers do, those sorts of videos, and many other guitarists.
And if you need any help on that, by the way, then feel free to
reach
absolutely
out. I'm more than happy to like get some collaboration going,
with lyrics, or with providing vocals or whatever, or guitar or bass or anything. Just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers for that.
But yeah, so in terms of my resolutions then, unless you've got any others.
I think I did have another one, and it was be more decisive, because there's been countless times this year where even though I've been more more active with YouTube and stuff, I've always kind of like looked at a video and go, what kind of reception is that going to get? Is that going to hit the ground running, or are people going to unsubscribe as a result? And because it is something that happened in the past, and it was kind of the reason why I stopped for a bit, because it wasn't good mentally.
Yeah.
And so I just want to be more comfortable with the stuff I'm putting out there.
You know what? We weren't going to cover this, but I'm going to send you a video that I watched last night.
Okay.
We'll go into that after I've done my resolutions. But,
yeah. And I've got to turn my radiator off because I hate January for that reason.
Fine.
Because of I think it's the worst month for weather, in my honest opinion.
Yeah. All right. No worries. So I'll keep Oh, have you done it?
What? I turned off my radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I done it. It's right behind me.
Right. Okay. Fine. Live, everybody.
Live, pal. Jinx.
Right. So, yeah. So my 2021 resolutions, I guess. You're gonna laugh at some of these. Shut conservatory door. Put bowls and plates away directly after use.
Okay.
Because I'm still living with my parents and my sister. And it winds them up knowing when I leave out food and plates and bowls on the side, and I do it all the time. And it is a flaw of mine that I just leave it out and don't put it back. And it would wind up most people. But
I can honestly.
I think it's probably because I always end up going back to them.
Yeah.
Like later on in the day,
I know what you mean. Like I have that sort of thing going as well. Sometimes I leave my computer on because like I'm gonna use it later, or Katie gets annoyed at me, and I could bring her in for her to tell everyone the annoying habits I have. Like my side of the bed is where all the clothes are on the floor. I won't stop leaving the bath mat on the floor after use. What else? I think not putting a new bin bag in after taking the other one out. Not replacing the toilet paper. The list goes on.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
I am a joy to live with.
Trivial things, but like I feel like if I work towards shutting out those trivial.
It's a frog hole. It went up my nose as well. Yeah, I'll be okay. Coffee's probably the worst for that.
You're right.
Yeah, carry on.
Good. I feel like if I shut those trivial things out of my life, it'll help me shut out less trivial things out of my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It will refocus and recalibrate my brain to focus on things that need to be focused on,
Yeah.
however little it is, you know.
Yeah.
So I've also got things like learn more editing stuff on LinkedIn. Um,
On
because that's part
LinkedIn.
of my job. LinkedIn Learning, because that's part of my job at the end of the day. You know, I do
Ah,
want
right,
to
okay.
focus on, because even though I'm on furlough, when they come back and I'm thrust back into the thick of it, and they've all moved on, all the people that have still been working throughout this whole thing.
How about I got a proposition? How about I hand some Geared YouTube stuff for highlights for you to edit and get you in gear.
I mean, I guess so. The only problem is I can't get into my work laptop at the moment. So
Right.
once I figure that out, because that's the one that's got Adobe Premiere on it and everything.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Have you got like? Can your personal laptop handle editing and things like that?
I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff on it already. That's one thing I need to do this year, is to get new. I guess it will segue quite well into me getting new laptops, and a new laptop, maybe a new way to stream. Just constantly improving my streaming capabilities.
Yeah, like what I have at the moment, like for general editing, streaming, and stuff like that, I have this PC. And then if I want to edit on the go or maybe stream from somewhere else, which rarely happens, but it's always nice to have that option, is my gaming laptop, which, I mean, it's not. It can run like games like Fallout 4 on it. It's pretty good. It's a HP Omen, so it does have the capabilities for that. And then my phone and stuff, I only do editing for like TikTok or something on it, because it's only like for very, very basic sort of editing and social media and things like that. What I'd love to do is get like a social media scheduler that's, I don't know, is equivalent to a paid version, where you can, like, you have unlimited posts you can schedule and stuff like that. Like, I've got Buffer at the moment. Not only can you only schedule up to 10 posts at a time, but whenever you post a link into it, it has like it automatically puts in a shortened link like buff.li, and that sort of thing just makes it look dodgy.
Right. I mean, yeah, just whatever I can to improve my streaming capabilities, and building this Twitch community is a huge one.
Yeah.
I know I've done quite well so far, and the amount of subscribers I have at the moment, I'm very, very thankful for everyone that's subscribed to my channel so far, everyone that's tuned into any of my streams.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get more games. I want to do like more community driven things. I think I've made a good start on it with the whole writing a Christmas song together over Christmas, which I haven't quite finished yet, but stuff more along those sort of lines.
Yeah.
Learning more songs, I'm with you. Like, learning more songs in general, like to play acoustically on guitar, which I can kill two birds with one stone by doing on Twitch, I guess.
Yeah.
Spending less money on Twitch as well, I think, is a good one. I've gifted a lot of subs this year. I've subscribed to a lot of channels. I feel like I need to kind of curb it slightly.
That kind of leans into spending less money on takeaways, which kind of goes into losing weight. So they go hand in hand.
There you go. Yeah, just excessive spending on anything I need to curb.
Yeah.
Let's see. Less Facebook and Twitter. This is a really important one for me, because Facebook and Twitter have become an altogether different beast than when I first joined, like in, what was it, 2011, something like that. As when I first joined Facebook and Twitter. Become an entirely different beast, more serious, more negative, no positive headspace anywhere, just argumentative up the wazoo about everything,
Yeah.
It's really, really draining to me.
I know what you mean.
Whenever I look at my timeline and I just see another thing about COVID or politics or whatever, it just really gets me down,
Yeah.
I just see that with unflattering, unwavering occurrence,
I find the biggest problem, biggest problem I see with Twitter is that a lot of people think that they are the judge, jury, and executioner a lot of the time. Just to clarify, I finally saw that Ghost Inside controversy, by the way, and this guy that was really like digging him down was kind of like saying you're gonna like, I don't know, you shouldn't be in a band, you shouldn't be successful, blah blah blah, for something that he'd made peace with years ago. I think that's my opinion on that sort of controversy.
What people, I mean, this is going to lead into the video I sent you on Messenger,
Right.
but I think people need to people need to not be so headstrong
Yeah.
in their beliefs, you know,
Not like Trapped.
Not to quote Trapped or anything, because yeah, but you know what I mean. People
Yeah.
need to be a bit more understanding and tolerant.
Benefit of the doubt is a good statement for that, because
Benefit of the doubt, you know?
yeah, because someone could say like one little thing that they said a year ago, but they could be on a completely different path.
For it the next
Yeah.
day. And by that point, people can change who
Yeah.
they are over the course of a year.
It's like when Liam Neeson said that he used to be racist
that
in
whole
the 80s, and people are like saying, "Oh, I don't like Liam Neeson anymore." I'm
I
like,
don't like Liam Neeson anymore. He used to be racist 30 years ago. It's like,
how do you expect anybody to change if you don't let them change? You just try and like put them in a 6-foot hole. That's the question you need to answer, and that leads to the conclusion they don't want people to change. They just want, a lot of these people just want the virtue signal on social media.
Well, yeah, and there are important issues that do need to be addressed, I think, and there are things that are unfair in this world that definitely need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people jump to conclusions far too easily nowadays,
Very much, yeah.
and I think that's something I also need to curb a little bit this year. I need to be more positive, and I need to care less about what people think of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've, again, like last year, I was kind of on the way to doing that to an extent. It was like I started listening to Pantera again last year after a long time of not listening to them because of the whole Phil Anselmo controversy.
Yeah.
And I realized that, what last year taught me, I think I probably mentioned this before on one of our previous podcasts, but what last year has taught me is that life is far too short.
Yeah. What I will say, Rob, is that what I've seen the past year is that, even when you're down, you've got such a positive community surrounding you. And I've seen it in your Discord. I've seen it in Messenger, everything. And like, if one or two people just let you down or whatever, fuck them. You've built a community of people who can be open with each other, seek support and get a response they need to hear from everyone.
Absolutely.
And you should be proud of that. I think you should be absolutely proud of that.
I am so grateful to everyone that I've met through Twitch, whether it's through Mosh Talks, whether it's through the OSW community, whether it's through the Bub Squad or Cameron and Navena's community, any of that lot. They've all been invaluable to improving my mental health, like last year. You
are one hell of a networker. I will say that you got not crusades the wrong word, but you know what I mean.
Well,
networking pilgrimage you go on.
Yeah. Well, I think what it is that I'm less good at networking. I'm more just good at like being lazy and just checking out other things and just going hi, and not being negative. That's the people really seem to struggle with the fact that if you're, do unto others as you would have them do unto yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is a forgotten art nowadays. If you're nice to someone, that will be reciprocated to you, and I feel like that's why I've grown such a good community at the moment, is that on Mosh Talks, I've never tried to be, there have been times last year where I've snapped a bit at certain people, and I won't get into it because it's just the whole negativity has kind of driven me over the edge a bit. But I always strive to treat people how I'd want to be treated myself, So essentially, that's I can put that down to why my community is so strong at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I was the same. I've snapped at people in the past when I shouldn't have, and to be honest, I think my method is
yeah. No, I'll just to wrap it up. It's just like I've always tried to do that though. Like I've always tried to make amends, and I've always tried to be positive around people and tried to have a laugh with them and make them feel comfortable, and yada yada. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about your.
I was going to say, like, the question is, like, when it comes to snapping and stuff like that, from my own perspective, I kind of thought, well, I know I could probably say I'm going to try and, I'm going to try and be more open mind, keep an open mind and stuff like that. But the difference is with that's very proactive, whereas snapping at someone is very reactive. So you've got to, you've got to look at how you can change the way you react in the moment. And I think for me, it's more just kind of if I don't feel the best mood, I just kind of will just walk away from the computer and then come back when I feel more conditioned to reply and things.
Well, I feel like you can have an open mind about things, and I love having an open mind about things, but not when it's a debilitating thing on your own mental state.
Yeah.
Not when you're carrying the burden that said person has inflicted upon you from trying to be open-minded.
Yeah.
In a sense. So I'm gonna see if I can work this year on treading the line between open-mindedness, but also saying, like basically what you were saying earlier, like open-mindedness, but also kind of saying what I feel like about the situation.
I know I say it a lot,
and it's a seriously difficult balancing act,
Yeah.
That's what is a good thing to work on.
I know I say it a lot, but I honestly do urge people to read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because it from what you described, Rob, that book really tackles that sort of thing.
I've never read it myself, actually. So
yeah, there's an audio book that you can listen to, narrated by a guy named Roger Wayne, or you can read the book. But all that stuff really does pinpoint, like, what you choose, what values you choose to set on what how you measure success. What can you choose? What's the best things to choose to give a fuck about? All that kind of stuff. It's not
nuts and bolts.
And it even tackles the thought that this book is going to teach you to not care about anything. But he's like, hang on a second, this is more changing your mindset to give a fuck about the more meaningful things, not give a fuck about anything, because the name of that type of person is a psychopath. So why would you want to emulate a psychopath?
I know. It's picking and choosing the right people is crucial.
Yeah,
and it's something that I need to also I need to work on and reflect myself on who I choose to associate myself with. But so I only, there's a couple more. Well, I've got a few more on here actually, but I'll whiz through them. So yeah, do more guitar tabs, because there is a bunch of guitar tabs on, like, unfinished guitar tabs. I wanted to do "Earth Is a Black Hole" by Teenage Wrist, because that's a belter of a song. And I when I do guitar tabs, I do everything. I do the bass, I do the guitar, I do the vocals, the drums as well. Drum tabbing is an absolute nightmare, if I do say so myself. But I want to do, and obviously some more puppy tabs that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Cleaning my toothbrush after, well, not cleaning my toothbrush, but just drying my toothbrush off after use. Right?
I never do that.
Winds up my sister, apparently. So do that. Flossing every day, again with the dental thing, because I was doing quite well to the start of the year with flossing, and I've always kind of had issues with like teeth and mouth stuff.
Not alone there. I hadn't been to the dentist.
I had 3 wisdom teeth removed, and I've got one here which is annoying the piss out of me because it's still there and it's aching whenever I bite into certain things on my left hand side.
Yeah.
And I've had multiple fillings, and I've had like chipped teeth, here.
Like
not better dental hygiene, because I think my dental hygiene is quite good, but just even better dental hygiene.
Like I for the first time in like 5 years, I went to the dentist before, I think it was like November or something like that, because I just like started having these weird black spots on my teeth. So I was really worried about it. I was like, well, this seems permanent now. Can I at least, do something now while I still have the chance? So I paid 40 quid or 30 quid, something like that, to go to a dentist session.
Yeah.
And then
I think it was think it might have something to do with vaping potentially?
Possibly, I'm not sure. I mean, I think there's like sugar or something or staining in vaping, but I'm not too sure. But the dentist didn't mention any of that. Like, I put that on my medical record and things, and they didn't point anything to vaping, because what they found was that I think my horrible brushing style didn't allow me to. There was stuck plaque underneath the inside.
Yeah, have you got an electric
I
toothbrush?
did buy one. I've got one of those pulse ones now, which like just shakes about, so I can hardly feel any plaque or anything anymore. And then they said to floss, but they also said that there is no cavities there, which I'm extremely grateful at, because there has been times where I haven't looked after my teeth as well as I should have.
I got to say, I hate going to the dentist, even if it's just checkup, because the guy does the pick scrape thing behind your tooth. You know,
That really that killed me in that, because I paid extra for the cleaning, so they got rid of the spots.
Because sometimes they scrape your gums as well.
Oh yeah, and it's like it's like they're trying to like force your teeth out or something. It's horrible.
Essentially.
And then afterwards you feel that weird little gap behind your lower incisors, and it feels weird. But yeah.
So just to wrap it up, so less beer as well, which I've already kind of been doing over the past couple of weeks. I've been drinking whiskey instead. I've gone back to whiskey and no Coke Zero.
Yeah.
So basically lowering my calorie intake on alcohol. I don't think I'm ever going to stop drinking, really. I think I tried it earlier last year. And then the whole COVID thing happened, and it kind of pushed me back over the edge a bit. So I don't think I'm still gonna drink, but I'm gonna do it in moderation, as well. But also kind of don't drink beer as often. Beer is a proper killer for me.
Yeah, like I think I used to drink when I was like 18 or something, because I wasn't great at making conversation, and I always felt like drinking would help me break out of that. But now I'm better with making conversation, and I don't feel like I need it as much.
That's true.
I'm just comfortable.
I think like it's weird, I feel like with Discord and Twitch and things, if I'm making conversation with people, I don't need to be drunk at all. Like, and in VC and even like with this podcast, I can talk to you. If I meet up with someone in person on a night out, it's definitely a good stimulant to kind of engage, so I don't feel as awkward and engage. Like there've been I think I remember I was at the Horn, right, in St Albans earlier last year, and I was not drinking at all. In fact, it was in January. I was doing dry January, and I managed to do dry January last year. And I was sitting in the Horn, and all my mates from this band hadn't turned up yet, who I was going to see. And I was just sitting there like a frozen lemon. And I didn't want to engage in conversation with anyone, because I just felt so awkward. Because if you're talking, if I want to engage conversation with a stranger, particularly a celebrity, like if I've been at the when I worked on Strictly Come Dancing, I went to the after party, and I always said approaching a celebrity is a lot easier if you have a beer in your hand.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel a lot more confident,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
oh, hang on, we went black for a second.
Yeah, I tried to move it to that screen, but it was doing when I was helping Tom with his Twitch. It was doing the same. It's doing the same thing for me now, so I have to have it on this monitor to stop that going black.
All right.
Fuck everything.
Tying into that is trying more vegan stuff.
Veganuary.
Veganuary. My sister's doing veganuary. You see. Even though she's making a non-vegan cake, I think that's the for my birthday. I think that's the exception. But I do want to see if I can. I'm never going to be full vegan ever. Like, I just cannot see that happening. I'm sorry. But I do want to see if I can eat more plant-based stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the biggest problem that I find with vegan food at the moment is the price of it. That's the one thing that puts me off. Like, I could happily go vegan, but yeah, I mean, if I was more middle class, then maybe.
I'm sorry. I like eggs, and I like eggs and honey and
yeah, like my mum.
Chicken too much.
Well, we usually eat my mum's chicken's eggs, so we know where that comes from. We know that they're treated gracefully. So it is fine. I think it's like just not the not knowing of where it's coming from. Mostly, I think I
And 70,000 steps a week, and obviously the Couch to 5K thing, which I'm doing at the moment, is what I'm going to do is going to contribute to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just bringing up quickly on the NHS website, it's like week 1, brisk 5-minute walk. After this, you'll alternate 1 minute of running and 1.5 minutes of walking for a total of 20 minutes. So it's like a 9-week thing, pretty much. This thing. And then week 2, brisk 5-minute walk, 1.5 minutes running with 2 minutes of walking for 20 minutes. And 3 ones and week 3, you'll begin a brisk 5-minute walk, then 2 repetitions of 1.5 minutes of running. So as you can see, it kind of gradually builds up, and then by the time it's week 9, brisk 5-minute walk, then 30 minutes of running.
Yeah.
Without stopping. So, and I'm whenever I've been in the treadmill in the gym, because I have been to the gym in the past, but obviously, gyms are expensive for one.
Yeah.
Really expensive. And you feel like I'm not going to go to the gym enough to warrant me paying that much money for it,
Yeah.
But whenever there's been a treadmill anywhere, in a gym or whenever we've gone to a place away in the country, me and my family, I've made use of it. And I can do about 20 to 25 minutes on a just solidly running on a treadmill. I would say.
Yeah.
It's knackering, but I can do it.
Yeah. Well, I like we have 2 gyms down here. We have a Pure Gym, which is about a 5-minute walk away from my flat, which is nice. And then we have what's it called? Energy Fitness, which is just down the road there. So I'm currently a part of Pure Gym because it's like a no lock-in sort of thing. I much prefer those sorts of deals where you can cancel any time. It's exactly. And I've always just done the same thing, do weight training and then running at the end to burn off quite a few calories. And yeah, but the one thing that kind of put me off a lot of the time with my shoes felt uncomfortable a lot of the time, but then I realized it was because it was too tight around the middle of my feet area, so I just loosened that and they feel much better now. But they were ones that were like when JD or some place like that were having a clearance sale, that they were like originally 80 quid and I bought them for 20, so I think I struck in very well there. If I may say so.
So I mean, just to wrap up this whole resolutions section, I want you to open the video that I sent you just now on Messenger.
Okay.
It's from Jesse Leach, who is one of my heroes, I would say, musically and as a person. I aspire to be as much like him as I can, really.
Yeah.
At this stage of my life, anyway. And he posted a great video yesterday about adaptation and growth in this year on his personal YouTube channel. And the amount of nails he hits on the head here is just. Do you want to start playing it now?
Oh, what's this? Hang on, get rid of that. Get rid of that. No, hang on. Bear with me a second. Keep him busy. Keep him busy.
Yeah. Technology. I'm going to catch up on some of your comments anyway in the chat.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh yeah, you've got what on earth is that?
What is the gym?
201 to 191 list here. I've just seen it. Whatever. So nothing without the grey blazer. I know, Michael. Rob looking like he's in a third-rate 80s synth band is a mood. Yeah, appreciate that, Tom. This pair of dashing fellows look like the human equivalent of Pinky in the Brain. Thanks for that, Nitsudge.
Yeah, and they think I'm the brain because of my big head.
Which one is a genius and which one's insane, according to the song?
I
think I'm insane. I'm a combination of both, I would say.
I think we both are. We're like a horrible disfigured mutation of the two.
Amalgamation of Pinky in the Brain.
But I've got more of the big head than you have.
Yeah, see, Tom is saying that I'm Pinky and you're the brain. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy New Year to everyone. Nick Sudge's resolution is to stop drinking soft drinks, but he didn't consider his hangover ass was going to stumble into a McDonald's the next morning. Yeah, it is what it is. You're curbing that what do you call it? First for Big Macs is a big one.
What do you mean, like last night?
Yeah, Rob pulling a Michael with the turtleneck. Yeah, absolutely, Steph. Split screen this and the Toon match. I didn't realize Newcastle were playing at the moment. Very good. I was trying to keep a more plant-based diet, but ending up ordering pizza and burgers a lot anyway. Well, I think for me, obviously like I said, I'm never going to be vegan ever fully, but just doing it occasionally, I think could contribute quite a bit, you know. A gym, what's that? Yeah, you and me both, Simi. I know gyms aren't open, Ben. I'm just saying when gyms were open, I was making use of the treadmill a fair bit. Don't have to run the treadmill, can do a walking pace. Well, the thing is, when it comes to running, I love to listen to like fast-paced music, like metal or whatever, to get me moving. Kill Switch in particular is a great band to listen.
When I was going to the gym, it was very much that Wage War song. You know, the one I'm on about.
Stitch.
Stitch, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great.
That's a brilliant gym song.
Adaptation this year's key. The only answer was also all over. We'll have to adapt back. Yeah, it's going to be hard, Ben. But I want to enter this year with a far more positive outlook than last year, because last year, even before the pandemic even started, even before I'd heard of COVID or whatever it was, I was unhappy, very unhappy. Like late 2019 was like one of the worst periods of my life, just mentally.
Yeah, and for me it was 2018 because like. I don't know if you remember, Rob, but I remember like texting you saying, "Oh, I don't feel so great. I'm gonna go in my tent for this morning," and I was just that was just before I started going on meds and things. And I remember like I think that was the same year I ran into that crowd and that guy like tried to keep my wallet from me. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
absolute twat.
Yeah, well, all that's behind you now.
It is, yeah. It's just retrospective.
Some of the effects from late 2019, I'm still not quite over yet. I don't know why it was such a turbulent, bad period. But I was, even before the pandemic started, I wasn't really feeling great at all. Really. Let's see. Lockdown, a lot of upside. Every vegan and vegetarian meal counts. Absolutely. Can I amend my New Year's resolution to include play more Alice in Chains songs? Absolutely, Ben. I will do that.